Hi everyone, Ashley here, Mountain Adventure Reviews, and today's review we're going to be doing a sleeping system. Now there's lots of different sleeping systems out there for what you particularly need. Comfortable mats, thick sleeping bags, thin sleeping bags, wide mats, long mats, all depends on your size, your weight and how you like to sleep. Now I like to sleep on my back or on my side, and I found a great mat for both of those. So I'll start off with the mat, and we have the Summit Etherlight Extreme, which is a great mat from the Summit range. Has a very, very, very high R value, so your thermal value, 6.2 on the thermal value, which is pretty unreal. 700 odd grams of weight, so it's not the lightest of mats, but you take a few hundred grams over that sort of R value any day of the week, especially in the winter, especially on cold ground. So this mat would be ideal for summit camps or even taking it out into the likes of the Alps, or even things like the Cairngorms in the winter, things like that. So £180. It is quite expensive, but once again, you've got this excellent R value, and it's also extremely comfortable. What we're going to do shortly is show you how it goes up, because this actually comes with some great features. Number one, you don't need an electric pump. It comes with the Airstream pump pack. So you can pump this up using the actual sack it's in. So we'll show you how to do that shortly. Our second item today is another item from the Summit range, and that's the Aeros pillow. That's the size of it. It's tiny. It's I think it weighs less than 100 grams, and it blows up pretty big. So it is a very, very comfortable pillow. Now the good thing again about using something that's from the same company is Summit have developed this pillow lock system. So once again, I'll show you in a bit. On the mat, you get with it 4 little tabs, and on the back of the pillow, it acts as like a Velcro system, so it sticks to it, so your pillow doesn't slip off. So we'll show you that shortly. Now our third item is something called the OEX Fathom EV 400 sleeping bag. I know a lot of people don't like this bag. I know a lot of people love it. I'm a lover. I've been out in this bag in -1 degrees, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and I was okay. Now, I was using, prior to me getting the Summit mat, I was using the Berghaus Pro Peak mat, and I think that's what let me down. Berghaus do say that it's insulated. Personally, I don't think it's insulated very well. I think they use Primaloft in it, which is good. It's a synthetic insulation rather than a down, so it was okay. I think that's what let me down that night. I was warm, don't get me wrong. I wasn't cold. That's the main thing. Hence why I then invested in the Summit Etherlight Extreme. Now that mat comes out with me all seasons. Doesn't matter whether it's 25 degrees outside or -25 degrees. That mat comes out with me just because of the size of it and the comfortness of it. It's just such a comfortable mat to sleep on. So going back to the sleeping bag. I'm 5'8", weigh about 76, 77 kilos, and I've got fairly broad shoulders. So this sleeping bag fits me absolutely perfect, and it is very, very warm. The hood on it, which is there, is big for my fat head, and yeah, it's a 400 fill with synthetic insulation, and if it does get really, really cold, I'll stick the OEX Furnace 8 Plus liner in. Now, this liner is made with Thermalite, which is the same stuff that they put into the Summit mat. So that will come out with me. In the summertime, I've got a cotton liner that I'll put in just to keep the bag fresh. OEX do state that this is a 4-season sleeping bag with a comfort limit of -1, a limit of -8, and an extreme temperature of -26. So those of you that don't know, comfort is where you'll stay warm. Your limit on that comfort is -8. So you will start feeling the cold at -8. And then your extreme is -26. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. -26 is cold. But your extreme temperature is what will keep you alive in an emergency situation. Now, this sleeping bag comes in at just over 1.1 kilos, so 1125 grams, which is it is quite heavy. It's obviously the things like your Rabs and your Alp kits and stuff like that, where you'll be able to get them lighter. I think that Summit do a sleeping bag as well with a similar sort of fill. It's half the weight, but it's also triple the price. So I think it's a great bag. It's a great budget bag for 3 seasons. This will be getting washed probably 2-3 times a year if we're going out every month, because basically you wash your liner, and you don't need to wash your bag as much. So that will be going in the wash soon. Might get another camp out of it. It's not smelling or anything like that. It's not dirty. It's only slept in one night every month. So right, so let's show you how this pump sack works. Now, what I'm also going to do is get my little pump out, my little electric pump, just because it's absolutely brilliant. So we'll show you how the pump sack works, and then we'll finish it off with the electric pump. Okay, so let's get started with this. So we have got the Summit. Okay, let's just undo these toggles. Just like that. Now I've got a little strap. I think I nicked that off the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2, just to keep it all together. So unravel, out we get, just like so, and then flick it open. Now this is the valve. It's got a 2-way valve on it. You undo the first here, and this is the 2-way valve. So that will pump it up on that little valve. Then it won't let any air out. Now I have vacuumed this closed, so some air will get into there as it opens up, just to let that valve work. And then that's your deflate. So that's just an open hole in there. And if you stick your finger in, you can actually feel some of the baffles. You can feel how thick the insulation is in there. I don't think you'll be able to actually see it, but yeah, it's in there. So, oh, I've just dropped the pillow. Get it in a minute. Right. Undo that toggle on that. Open that up. Unravel there. And you will see you have the valve, the bung, which is that bit there. And that sits inside the first opening of, just clicks in, done. And then you get this, give it a little waft. You don't have to blow into it. You can just try and fill it with air that way. And I've got a bag of air there just by doing that. And then it's just a case of pushing it down like that. You can see the mat actually starting to inflate there. Just move the camera around a little bit so you can get a better picture on that. There we go. Okay, let's do that again. So should we show you? one of them, and then okay, so that's how you use the sack. You can blow into it. I don't like to, because that will draw moisture in from your breath, and there's a possibility that the inside of the bag would then get mouldy. Sorry, inside of the mat will then get mouldy. So that's 3 on there. I'll have another little waft of that. So that's 4. Now, what I'll do is I'll just whiz that off there, pop it to one side, and show you the pump whilst we're going. Now, this little thing here will cost you about anything between 10 and 15 pounds off Amazon. It's rechargeable. It weighs 145 grams. It will pump in 300 litres a minute of air, and it's got a 3000 mAh battery. It's also waterproof IPX4. So good little bit of kit that for the money. You can buy the ones from the likes of Thermarest and stuff like that, which are smaller and lighter, but I think that works perfectly. So switch it on, press and hold, pop it inside, which fits perfectly, by the way. And that's it. Now you can see all the baffles in here, which are going to keep you comfortable. And that's it, basically. Pumping it up. These tabs here you stick on wherever you want your pillow. I'll show you the pillow now. So guys, pillow, toggle off, and do the drawstring. And there's your pillow. Same system as the Sea to Summit mat, because obviously it's Sea to Summit as well. So you've got your 2-way valves on here. You open your first one, you've got a 1-way valve, and then you open the second one, and that's your deflate. So let's just get the right little, I don't think that's the right one. I don't know where that's gone. Anyway, I can pump it up with this. So normally I hook my fingers over the back of the valve here, switch it on, and just place it straight over, and it'll pump it up to a degree. The valves on these are actually quite good. It's on maximum go there on the pump. So that's pretty solid. It's good to rest on, but if you do want it a bit firmer, just a couple of breaths in there, and that is it. That's your pillow. And once again, let's move that up a little bit. Pop that on there, and I lift that up, and that is stuck to it. That is a fantastic piece of kit. And I absolutely, that is one of the comfiest night sleeps I will have, is using this system, obviously when you're not in your bed at home. So let's move on to the sleeping bag. And just like that, the sleeping bag's on. That's a bit of magic for you, bit of Paul Daniels. There you go. So sleeping bag, let's start at the head end. You've got a Velcro strap there with a 3/4 length zip. You have a valuables pocket inside here, which is great for your phone, if you want to keep that safe, or a torch or something. You have a toggle on this side to tighten up the hood. That goes nice and tight, so you can just have your nose sticking out if it's cold. Big hood as well, so that goes right over, can go right over my eyes, as well as obviously around your ears, cold points. So like I say, 3/4 length zip. That goes right the way down to there. Keeps the foot box nice and warm. If it's cold out, there's no drafts or anything like that in it. It's a 400 synthetic fill sleeping bag. And like I said to you before, I'm 5'8", 76, 77 kilos. And the shoulder width on this works absolutely great with me. It keeps me nice and toasty. Yeah, it's a great bag. The only downside is it weighs 1.1 kilos. But it stuffs down very, very small. And for the budget of anything between 50 and 70 pounds that go outdoors or wherever, I think it's an absolute bargain, because it's, like I say, I've never been too cold to not sleep. So it's always it was the mat that let me down, and the wind and keeping me awake and stuff like that. So yeah. So let's pack all this back down. Oh, hang on, furnace liner. Not talked about that very much. So that literally just slots inside the sleeping bag, and if we just fold this out, you can see it. How's that? Is that the right way around? Nope. No power of television on that one. Again, the furnace liner, cotton liner is exactly the same, just different material. Has a drawstring on each side as well. Now the only downside is with the furnace, I don't think they've thought this through. The zip only goes 1/4 length, and it's on the opposite side of the zip of the sleeping bag. So you've got one zip one side and one zip on the other side. So I don't think that's been very well thought out. The hood is huge. It fits inside the hood of the bag, but yeah. So that's that. So let's pack all this away now. I'll show you a video of it all being packed away and how small the sleeping bag goes and stuff. So yeah. So let's start with the mat and the pillow. Deflation. You ready? For the pillow, I'm afraid that's it. That is it. Always keep the valve open, just to let any excess moisture or air get out when you're packing it into the little sack. Drawstring, tab. That's your pillow. Done. Nice and quick. So let's do the mat. 1 valve. 2 valve. Gone. Get your pump. Unfortunately the pump sack doesn't have a reverse, but you can just fold it and get the air out that way. But I like to fire this up and it works. Bang that on there. Keep that off the ground a little bit and look at it go down. It's like those vacuum bags that you put your old clothes in and stick them underneath the bed. That's still there, still coming out of that. Just compact it right down. And that is that's somewhere near it, so let's just spin that round and then we can put it, we can fold it all up. So that folds over there. Oh God, made a hash of this, haven't I? That folds over there. That one folds over there. And then just roll it up like you would a normal mat. Just like so. Now you may find that it's still got a little bit of air left in it. pop that valve back open, let the air out, give it a squeeze, or you can use the pump, pop that back over. There's still a bit of air in that. Still a little bit of air in it. So then switch that back on. Squeeze the rest of the air out. Pop the valve back on, switch that off. Get the stolen strap. And done. And that obviously then goes back into its sack. Now I always try and leave the pump sack bit open. It's a bit easier to pop in. There's a little trick for you. That one folds over there, and then you can just fold that back into there, untangle that, and that's that. Sea to Summit Etherlight Extreme regular size. So I've just packed everything down and it's all back in their respective little bags, ready to store until the next adventure occurs. What I will just show you is the Fathom EV 400 packed down, and that is it. A little carry handle on there just in case you need to carry it. These straps do compress all the way down. Best thing to do is put it on something hard, push down and pull the straps up, and that's about it. So there was someone on TikTok asking me what's the packed size of the EV 400. Well, there you go, that is the packed size of the EV 400, approximately the same size as my fat head. So yeah, that is it. So let's talk a little bit about price. You can pick up an EV 400 for 50, 60, 70 pounds in Go Outdoors and some other retailers, our old favourite Amazon as well. I'll try and put a link in the comments of this video for you. Aeros pillow, again, £30 from, I think I got this from Alp Kit, not sure, can't remember. Amazon do them, Ellis Brigham, you know, Cotswolds, stuff like that. Have a look on there. And same with the mat. All good retailers will be stocking Sea to Summit gear. The pump, that is an Amazon special. Again, I'll try and find a link for it and put it at in the comments of this. And then there's the furnace liner. That is Go Outdoors, £30. Again, it's even if you haven't got an OEX bag, that furnace liner will fit any mummy style bag. And yeah, it's a good bit of kit. So I hope you've found this video useful. Don't forget though, everybody's different. Everybody will have a sleep system that works for them. This is a sleep system that works for me, and I just wanted to show you how I got to this sleep system this year. Tried and tested this, and it works. My advice to anyone starting out on wild camping, just pay that little bit extra for a warm sleeping bag. OEX do another bag. It's about 150, 160 pounds at the moment. I think it's called the Leviathan. That is a 900 fill bag with actual down in it. It's a down bag. So I think that would be better for winter, but the EV 400 for spring, summer, autumn, unless it starts getting into the minus figures, and then you will need to upgrade onto a decent R-value mat, which will keep you warm. The other thing that's going on at the moment is quilts. So if you have got an EV 400 and do find yourself still cold even on a decent mat, get yourself a quilt if you want to carry that. If not, put a down jacket on, some down pants or a down jacket to sleep in. You can always take it off if you get too hot, and trying to get warm again if you're too cold is one of those things that's life's little mysteries. So that is the end of this review. Thanks for watching. If you've liked what we're doing here, give us a subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe button is one of these sides here, as well as some other videos that we've done recently. So until next time, take care, happy trailing, and stay safe.